What's up YouTube? KM888 here again, now with the third battle of the second round of my Pokemon tournament that I'm in. My opponent this time is Neitei, and I'm actually using my same team again, yeah, like I'm doing all this time in this tournament. And Neitei is kinda running a pretty offensive team with a Gastrodon, Ferrothorn, Starmie that are kind of threatening for my team because I'm playing Rain, and that was about it. Now the Ferrothorn, I see it to be the standard defensive set. Starmie probably going to be 3 attacks with Rapid Spin. Volcarona Quiver Dance. Gastrodon is probably going to be the tank set because yeah, that's what it does best. Terrakion could be Choice Band, could be Choice Scarf, maybe Double Dance. We'll see about that later. My main check for that guy is my Dugtrio because it can one-shot it with Earthquake, and yeah. And then there is Gengar, which I think is going to be the sub-disable set, so I will see what I'm going to do with that. Because I don't see Weather, I'm going to start off with my Politoed, while I believe he's going to start off with Ferrothorn because yeah, if you see his team, why wouldn't you start off with Ferrothorn? You can set up your hazards and power whip and threaten me with Power Whip, so you can threaten me out. Now I didn't save the battle log good, so I had to ask the log from my opponent. So I'm going to be in the back. I'll show you in a minute. So here I'm going to press play, and you can see that I'm right here and my opponent's here, so I'm indeed starting off with my Politoed while my opponent is going to start off with the Ferrothorn. Now I switch immediately out into my Tentacruel because I predict the Stealth Rocks, and I just want to burn the Ferrothorn because it's a really big threat to my team, and burning Ferrothorn is the first step taking it down. But I just go for the Scald while he Leech Seeds me, and now he has Leech Seed on me and there are Stealth Rocks up, and I don't like that, so I'm just going to Rapid Spin them away while he Thunder Waves me. I don't like a paralyzed Tentacruel because now I'm slower than the Ferrothorn, so if he wants to Power Whip me, he can do that freely practically. So I'm going to go into my Shaman and Aromatherapy, so my Tentacruel is safe again. So the Paralyze is now cured on my Tentacruel, and when I switch out to my Shaman, that Paralyze will also be good. Now he calls back his Ferrothorn because he wants to get something against my Shaman, and he switches out into Volcarona, that big threat for me. And I'm going to go out in my Tentacruel, and he doesn't like it because I can Toxic, I can Scald, I can threaten it a lot. Now in comes the Gastrodon, predicting my water move actually while I go for the Toxic, so that's really good. And here he goes for the Earth Power just when he hits my Tentacruel while I switch in my Irachi. Doesn't really matter because that he got off an Earth Power because it does 37%, and with my leftover support it is actually going to be enough to survive after I'm going to survive 2 Earth Powers, so I can get off my Wish and stall him out of Toxic a bit. Here I'm just going for the Iron Head, trying to flinch him so Toxic will rack up. But I don't flinch him, and he goes for the Earth Power and takes my Rachi out. So it's now 6-5 in his favor. I go into the Shaman, threaten the Gastrodon, and he predicts my Seed Flare because he quadruple resists that with his Volcarona, while I actually predict that and go for the Air Slash. Now Volcarona isn't that big of a deal because it practically always Quiver Dances, and this is what he should have done. He should have just Bug Bust my Dugtrio at +1, because here I miss my Stone Edge, which actually means he could have 2-hit KO'd me. But he just goes for the rest on the third turn, thinking he could take Stone Edges better than he can. And I do massive damage to him, 92%, while I can take him out with a Sucker Punch later. I actually thought I would get the Flame Body Hacks, but it didn't happen, so it's really good. Now Gengar comes in. I switch into my Politoed because I have Hydro Pump and I have Ice Beam to break the subs, and I can switch them up a bit so the Gengar won't be able to disable me. Now the only thing is that I hope I don't miss Hydro Pumps because yeah, that happens to me quite a bit actually. And here he indeed goes for the disable on my Hydro Pump, and I go for the Ice Beam. So the disable didn't really matter, but my Hydro Pump is disabled, so I can't KO the Gengar. Now, Ice Beam still does enough to break the sub, so that's really, really good. And he realizes that, and he switches out into his Starmie. Now, Politoed versus Starmie, I don't know what you guys think, but I am not going to leave my Politoed in. I'm going to go out into my Shaman. He doesn't predict that, and he just goes for the Thunderbolt, trying to kill off my Politoed. Now, it's really good for Shaman because I can go for the Seed Flare, threaten him out, and that's all good. Now, he goes for the Ice Beam. I don't see a reason why not to go for the Seed Flare because Volcarona is dead. So I just go for the Seed Flare, kill the Starmie, and now it's 5-4 in my advantage. Now, here's the Terrakion. I don't know what it's going to do, so I switch out into my Politoed, and he shows me close combat. The 67% doesn't really tell me what set it is, but what I do know is that it didn't set up a sub, so that means my Dugtrio can come in really safe and kill the Terrakion off. Like I said, a perfect Terrakion counter, because with the Focus Sash I can survive a hit and basically get anything away. Now, here he makes a good play because he predicts my Sucker Punch and he goes for a substitute, but even when he doesn't have enough health. So my Sucker Punch fails, and in the next turn he can make a substitute. So I just go for the Stones because I can outspeed him, and I hit a Gengar and he's also dead. Now he only has the Ferrothorn and the Gastrodon left, and that's actually quite a stally part of the battle because now we're at turn 29, and I believe the battle is still going on for like 40 turns. It's really, really stupid because I don't actually have a solid plan to take out Ferrothorns. Scald with Centigrule is one of my main options to burn it and wear it down, and I can also flinch it with Shaman a few times, but yeah, eventually that isn't going to be too great of a deal. Now, later on in this match, I do find maybe a better way to take out Ferrothorn, but then it also has to be done at the end of the battle, and so I need to lure in his Gastrodon, so my Shaman can later take on the Ferrothorn one-on-one really good. Now, here I just try to go for a burn. I don't get it. He power whips my Tentacruel. It keeps on happening. Now, I'm going to fast this a little bit forward. The PO A-soft button that with fast right under the video, but yeah, it doesn't speed up really much, but yeah, it helps a bit. Now, Power Whip does like 39%, and with Protect and my Black Sludge, I actually gain enough health so my Tentacruel can survive 2 more hits from now on. Really good, and he just goes into Gastrodon, predicting my my water move again, my Skull, so that's really good on his part. But the downside for him is the fact that he's only at 39% and he's still toxic. So here I just going to Shaman, predicting the recover, which he does do. And here I believe he's going to stay in. No, he just goes straight back into Ferrothorn again, while I go for the Seed Flare. And I don't get a special defense drop, which is actually sad because then Air Slash would have done like 34%. Yeah, that would have been good. Like you see, it does 15% right here, and yeah, 15% again. But last time I believe it did 17%, so around 30% damage with Air Slash would have been really good. I see that later on in the battle that that I can take it out with Seed Flare, special defense drop, and then some Air Slashes. So it's a new way to take out Ferrothorn for me. I learned a lot from this battle. Now, I realize that for you this must be kind of a stally part because yeah, Gastrodon, Ferrothorn, they are walls eventually. They are walls, and my main counter for his Gastrodon is my Shaman, but yeah. Here I'm trying to lure him to destroy my Skarmory because then I can destroy his Gastrodon too. But this, I actually didn't plan the burn because if he didn't get burned, I could have taken out the Gastrodon rather easily and still have my Skarmory at a little bit more of health, so I can bombard the Ferrothorn a bit more. But now I couldn't Brave Bird him for some extra damage, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. Gastrodon is dead. Now I'm just going to Aromatherapy to cure all of my team. Here he goes for another paralyzation, so really funny actually. But yeah, I couldn't kill him because yeah, Ferrothorn is a bitch for my team. But like I said before, here I'm just going to sacrifice my Skarmory so I can get off some damage. But he goes for the Thunder Wave so he can get more leftovers back, so he gets more health. This is actually really bad for me, and I do get paralyzed also, so my Skarmory doesn't die, and he also gets some more Leech Seed support. Really bad actually, because now he's back at 84% and my Shaman and Tentacruel can't do a thing against it again. I just have to hope for the burn, get some flinches, something like that. I'm going to realize later that I can kill it with Shaman, Seed Flare, get some special defense drops and then air slash him to death. But at this point I didn't know that yet, so I just tried to go with Scald with Tentacruel. Now, besides for the battle, I think it's kind of obvious that the Ferrothorn isn't going to take out the Shaman, the Tentacruel, and what do I have left? Also, Tentacruel and my Dugtrio. Yeah, my Dugtrio is still at full health, I believe. So even if I get the Ferrothorn at low enough health with my Shaman, my Dugtrio can come in, Earthquake, get hit by a Power Whip to the dome, and then I can reversal for the kill. But yeah. None of that is also all going to happen, because here I think I realized it right here. I'm going to go for some air slashes still, but yeah, it all doesn't matter in the long run. Now for my channel, please subscribe. It helps the video to get noticed, and for this video, put those thumbs up. It's really good. The video will get noticed more, and more people will like it and stuff. Also, if you want me to do some kind of battles, just tell me, because then I know what you guys are expecting from me, and I can anticipate a bit on that, so it would all be good. Now, also, if you want to say something just at random, you can just comment below, and that will really be good for me, because I always like reading your comments. It's always fun for me. Now here he did get a special defense drop, so now my air slashes are going to do more, so that's all good, and the Ferrothorn is going down. I thought it was a really good battle, even though the biggest part of the battle, like the end, was really stally. But yeah, good game, Neitei. I don't know your YouTube account, but I believe you made a comment in one of my last videos, so I'm going to check out for your channel right there, and I'll be posting both channels, so mine and of my opponent Neitei, in the description. Please subscribe, like the video, give some comments, rate all you want, and I will see you in the next video, I believe. So yeah, I will be posting that really soon. So yeah, that's all great. Bye, cheers.